The human mind, as such, is a daydreaming faculty. Unless you go beyond the mind, you will continue to daydream. The mind cannot exist in the present. It can either exist in the past or in the future. There is no way for the mind to exist in the present. To be in the present is to be without mind. Try it. If there is a silent moment when no thought is crossing your being, your consciousness, when the screen of consciousness is absolutely unclouded, then suddenly you are in the present. That is the moment, the real moment, the moment of reality, the moment of truth. But then there is no past and no future. Ordinarily, time is divided into these three tenses: past, present, future. The division is basically wrong, unscientific, because present is not part of time. Only past and future are parts of time. Present is beyond time. Present is eternity. Past and future are part of time. The past is that which is no more, and the future is that which is not yet. Both are non-existential. The present is that which is. The existential cannot be a part of the non-existential. They never meet. They never cross each other's paths. And time is mind. The accumulated past is what your mind is. What is your mind? Analyze it, look into it. What is it? Just your past experiences piled up, accumulated. Mind is just a blanket term, an umbrella term. It simply holds your whole past. It is nothing else. If by and by you take your past out of the bag will disappear. If the past is the only reality for the mind, then what can the mind do? One possibility is that it can go on chewing and rechewing the past again and again. That's what you call memory. Remembrance, nostalgia. You go again and again backward, again and again to the past moments, beautiful moments, happy moments. They are few and far between, but you cling to them. You avoid the ugly moments, the miserable moments. But this you cannot do all the time because this is futile. The activity seems to be meaningless. So the mind creates a meaningful activity. That's what daydreaming about the future is. The mind says, yes, the past was good, but the past is finished. Nothing can be done about it. Something can be done about the future because it is yet to come. So you choose out of your past experiences those which you would like to repeat again, and you drop the experiences that were very miserable, painful, and you don't want to repeat them in the future. Your future daydreaming is nothing but the past modified, better arranged, more decorated, more agreeable, less painful, more pleasant. This your mind goes on doing, and this way you go on missing reality. Meditation simply means a few moments when you are not in the mind, a few moments when you slip out of the mind. You slip into reality, into that which is. These existential moments are so tremendously ecstatic that once you taste them, you will stop daydreaming. Daydreaming will continue unless you start tasting meditation. Unless you are nourished on meditation, you will go on starving and hankering for some food in the future. And you know the future is not going to bring it, because today was the future just one day before. Today was the future, and you were daydreaming about it. Now it is here. What is happening? Are you happy? Yesterday was also in the future at one time. The past was at one time all part of the future, and it has slipped by. And the future will also slip by. You are fooling yourself in your daydreaming. Become a little more aware and try to bring your consciousness more and more to the facticity of existence. See this flower, don't think about that flower. Listen to this word I am uttering, not to that word I am going to utter. Look right now. If you postpone even for a single moment, you miss, and then it becomes a habit, a very ingrained habit. Tomorrow also you will miss, and the day after tomorrow also, because you will remain the same. Not only that, your habit of daydreaming will have become stronger. Whatever you think about yourself starts happening. You create your world by your thought. You create your world by your desire. Whatsoever you insist on starts happening. Reality goes on cooperating with you. It waits for the moment, for the day when you will cooperate with it. Until then, it goes on cooperating with you. This is what goes on happening to each mind. You long for something, it will happen. But by the time it happens, you will see that you are still discontent. Something else is creating the misery now. This is something to be understood. If your desire is not fulfilled, you are frustrated. If it is fulfilled, then too you are frustrated. That is the misery of desire. Fulfilled, you are not fulfilled. Suddenly many new things arise. You had never thought that when you are a king and horsemen are in front of you and at the back of you and a golden parasol is over your head, the sun can be so hot that it can scorch your face. You had never thought about it. Then you dreamed of becoming a sun, and you become a sun, and you had never thought about the cloud. Now the cloud is there and proving you impotent, and this goes on and on and on, and like waves in the ocean, never ending, unless you understand and simply jump out of the wheel. The mind that goes on telling you, do this, be that, possess this, possess that. Otherwise, how can you be happy if you don't have this? You have to have a palace, then you can be happy. If your happiness has a condition to it, you will remain unhappy. If you cannot be happy just as you are, just as a stonecutter. I know the labor is hard, wages are poor, life is a struggle, I know, but if you cannot be happy as you are in spite of it all, you are not going to be happy ever. Unless a person is happy, simply happy, for no reason at all, unless a person is mad enough to be happy without any reason, that person is not going to be happy ever. You will always find something destroying your happiness. You will always find something missing, something absent, and that missing will become your daydream again. And you cannot achieve a state where everything is available. Even if it were possible, then too you would not be happy. Just look at the mechanism of the mind. If everything is available as you want it, suddenly you will feel bored. Now what to do? It is from very reliable sources. You can depend on it. They are sitting under their wish-fulfilling trees and they are bored. Because the moment they say something, the angel appears and immediately he fulfills their desire. There is no gap between their desire and their fulfillment. They want a beautiful woman, a Cleopatra, and she is there. Now what to do with such a Cleopatra? It is pointless and they get bored. In Indian Puranas, there are many stories of divas who became so bored in heaven that they started longing for the earth. They have everything there. When they were on the earth, they were hankering for heaven. They may have been great ascetics. They may have renounced the world, relationships, everything to attain to heaven. Now they have reached heaven and they are hankering for the world. That's how it goes on and on. When you are not famous, you want to be famous. You feel very hurt that people don't know you. You pass through the streets and nobody looks at you, nobody recognizes you. You feel like a non-entity. You do hard work to become famous. One day you become famous. Now you cannot move in the street. Now the crowd stares at you. You don't have any freedom. Now you have to remain closed in your house. You cannot get out. You are imprisoned. Now you start thinking about those beautiful days when you used to walk on the streets and you were so free, as if you were alone. Now you hanker for those days. Ask the famous people. Happiness is your innermost nature. It needs no outside condition. It is simply there. It is you. Bliss is your natural state. It is not an achievement. If you simply get out of the mechanism of the mind, you start feeling blissful. That's why you will see that mad people are happier than so-called sane people. What happens to mad people? They also get out of the mind, of course, in a wrong way, but they get out of the mind. A madman is one who has fallen below the mind. He's out of the mind. That's why you can see that many mad people are so happy. You can almost feel jealous. You can even daydream. When will this blessing happen to me? The madman is condemned, but he is happy. What has happened to a madman? He is no longer thinking of the past and no longer thinking of the future. He has dropped out of time. He has started living in eternity. It happens the same way to the mystic also, because he goes above mind. I am not telling you to become mad, but I am telling you that there is a similarity between the madman and the mystic. That's why all great mystics look a little mad and all great mad people look a little like mystics. Watch a madman's eyes and you will find his eyes very mystical. A glow, some otherworldly glow, as if he has some inner door from where he reaches to the very core of life. He is relaxed. He may have nothing, but he is simply happy. He has no desires, no ambitions. He is not going anywhere. He is simply there, enjoying, delighting. Yes, madmen and mystics have something similar. That similarity is because both are out of the mind. The madman has fallen below it. The mystic has gone beyond it. The mystic is also mad with a method. His madness has a method in it. The madman has simply fallen below. The gospel is not in the Bible. The gospel is in the rivers and in the wild roar of the ocean and in the silence of the stars. The good news is written all over. The whole universe is a message. Decode it. Learn its language. Its language is that of here now. Your language is that of past and future. So if you go on speaking the language of the mind, you will never be in tune, in harmony with existence. And if that harmony is not tasted, how can you stop daydreaming? Because that is what your life is. Meditate on these sutras of Gautama the Buddha. He is one of the most joyous persons ever. These sutras will give you immense insight into the heart of this awakened man. Live in joy, in love even among those who hate. Joy is the key word of these verses. Joy is not happiness, because happiness is always mixed with unhappiness. It is never found in purity. It is always polluted. It always has a long shadow of misery behind it. Just as day is followed by night, happiness is followed by unhappiness, then what is joy? Joy is a state of transcendence. One is neither happy nor unhappy, but utterly peaceful, quiet, in absolute equilibrium. So silent and so alive that one's silence is a song, that one's song is nothing but one's silence. Joy is forever. Happiness is momentary. Happiness is caused by the outside, hence can be taken away from the outside. You have to depend on others. And any dependence is ugly. Any dependence is a bondage. Joy arises within. It has nothing to do with the outside. It is not caused by others. It is not caused at all. It is the spontaneous flow of your own energy. If your energy is stagnant, there is no joy. If your energy becomes a flow, a movement, a river, there is great joy for no other reason. Just because you become more fluid, more flowing, more alive, a song is born in your heart. A great ecstasy arises. It is a surprise when it arises because you cannot find any cause for it. It is the most mysterious experience in life. Something uncaused, something beyond the law of cause and effect. It need not be caused because it is your intrinsic nature. You are born with it. It is something inborn. It is you in your totality flowing. Whenever you are flowing toward the ocean. That is the joy. The dance of the river moving toward the ocean to meet the ultimate beloved. When your life is a stagnant pool, you are simply dying. You are not moving anywhere, no ocean, no hope. But when you are flowing, the ocean is drawing closer every moment, and the closer the river comes, the more dance there is, the more ecstasy there is.